Hi, friends. We are picking up where we left off yesterday with Arkham Asylum, and that would be on bag 15. So, yesterday, Philip and I got through more of the build, and we finished out the ground floor. I think that was through bag 11, so that was the first book. And we're picking up with bag 15, which is building out. We're on the second floor now. So, I'm going to move the ground floor out of the way, and we'll dive right in. Thanks for your patience. It's been a busy day and I was running around town, and when you drive in Austin, you never necessarily know what type of traffic you're going to get. So it was, of course, hi Bev. It was after the time for school getting out, or it's about that time. So yeah, hit lots of traffic. But before I dive in, let's talk about what we built yesterday. So Philip and I finished the ground floor. I think some of the things that you didn't see before, hello, friends, is on the back here. We have some references to our friend Mr. Freeze with the snowman down there. Also, this, where is it? There we go. This piece here, it opens and there's some fun stuff in the garbage. And let me pull out what's in there. First off, there are some 1x1 studs that are in there for anybody who ever played the Batman video game. They when you would hit different things, you would get some different 1x1 studs. And I can't, you know what? I can't get it out right now, so I will have to show you later. But there's a fun sticker in there that's one of the, I think it's issue 9 of Batman. So, but when you pull this forward and backward, it moves on the inside. Let's see if I can show you on the inside. Look in where those gray walls are. You can see it moving back and forth. It opens up the doors to make it so that the villains can get out. Additionally, these pop out. So that pops out to be able to release the villains too. And then there's this fun sticker, Visit Metropolis. So my hope is that that is a Easter egg for a future set we're going to get. It'd be really fun to get the Daily Planet or something from Metropolis. But yeah, we'll see. The other thing is we built out the fences, and so these 2 fences close with locks, but I love this detail here. You can see how they used some different parts to make it look like the fences were broken, and one of the parts they used was a black hot dog, so thought that was pretty clever. So that's the ground floor. I think those are the details that maybe y'all had missed before. We started working on the second floor. And so there's some fun details in here. My favorite would be in that middle section with the windows. We have that gray owl. We have what looks like a pencil in the middle, which I'm guessing is because of the Eraser Man bad guy villain, and then a coffee mug. So I'm not sure if the owl is related to another villain. It might be a nod to something else, but I'm not sure. And then, of course, some nods to our friend Poison Ivy. So we've seen some different little green bits here and there that could be nods to her, or could just look like weathered damage for the building as well. And then on the back, we get some more of these. So they're really smart in using these left and right to be able to show basically security cameras, which I thought was a really fun and clever addition. So that's all of those pieces. Yeah, right. Wouldn't the Daily Planet would be a fantastic build? Like that would be such a good one. Here are the figs that we got as well. So I want to say when we left off, we got through Harley Quinn. So she's up here. Then when Philip and I built, we got the Riddler, Mr. Freeze, Batwoman, and Bane. And what was fun is we were watching the movie that has Bane and Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze in it. So we were hoping that we would get to Poison Ivy as well, but didn't. So yeah, watched Batman and Robin, the Schumacher second movie, which y'all, it's so campy and so fun and delightful. But one thing I loved, and hi friends, Ben, tell me if I'm right on this, because I think I am, but I think you would know. This space, the air tanks that he has for Mr. Freeze, I think it's the first time it comes in that color. So if that's the case, we did just get in the the Build a Minifig, this torso, and then on the Everyone is Awesome, we've got just like this color. So on my Everyone is Awesome set, I have put all of the torsos that have the planets, or excuse me, the classic space uniforms on all of them. And this is what I've been doing as my placeholder for that light blue, which is fun, but we might be able to replace it with this soon. So curious on if anybody else knows if that air tank is new in that color because I think it is. So, hey friends, Gibtron73, hi, nice to see you. Yep, that's going to have to be the buy-in for everyone who wants a light blue classic space, right? I mean, I feel like that's going to be, everybody's going to be like looking for that part, and it's always fun when they show up in different ways. Yeah, that light blue tank is also in one other set. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I hadn't seen it yet, so I was very excited when we were building him. And it was like, I should just be excited about Mr. Freeze. But I mean, come on. Like, got to be excited about the air tanks. All right, so we have bags 15 through 24. So instead of doing the 24 days of Christmas with Batman, we are doing the 3 days of August to September to get through all of this. So, with 24 bags, there are 16 figs. So roughly every third bag doesn't have a fig. We've had a couple back-to-back that didn't have them. So I'm excited that we're getting back to getting them again. So this one comes with Scarecrow, which I think we'll continue watching tonight. Another one. And if we continue in order, it would be the first of the series that starts with Scarecrow as the villain. So let's see. Yay! At some points, Lego cons are going to have whole vendors selling classic space figs, right? I mean, no surprise there. Italian Riviera has it. Interesting. I wonder how that fits in. Not something that I would have expected in that. So, okay, Scarecrow has a pretty creepy face. I'll show you in just a second. Is in the same orange jumpsuit uniform that we're becoming very familiar with. So no new printing there since we've got the same duplicate over and over and over again. But I'm glad that we're getting at least like these heads and faces. He's wearing handcuffs and he has a bottle that is upside down with some green in it, transparent green, which is probably for the like potion or whatever he uses to infect people with their fears. In the animated series, it was like a smoke that he had in the air and a powder that he would put on like cards he would mail to people. All right, here he is. So here's our friend. Nice face printing for sure. On the back, it's also printed because he doesn't have hair, so it makes sense that he's only got one face. But I'm loving that like creepy face there. That's pretty cool. So we'll add him up here to the top row. With 16 figs, I've been doing 5 per row, so I might have one extra that I have to find a way to fit in. But yeah, what are y'all up to? Hi, friends. Hi, Doomy Cow. I was on Lego Masters. I was on season 5, and I'm hoping you watched. If you didn't, I highly recommend it. It was super fun. Had a blast in that experience. Just a wonderful time. So, and I also got to do some watch parties. My husband was amazing and set up some really fun watch parties for us to have and host. And so got to experience that with a lot of our friends from Austin who came to them as well. So some of the people on the chat here are in our lug and good buddies of ours. So thought you recognized you. Oh, yay. Thank you. Yeah. John and Justin was our team. John is a good friend of mine. He is up in Dallas area. Well, in Dallas, actually, directly. So I don't get to see him as often as I'd love. But it was so fun to get to experience that with him. We actually knew each other online through Instagram for a couple of years, but hadn't ever built together until the show. So that was a really fun experience to get to learn our build styles together and share in that really wild and weird experience that I highly recommend if anybody ever gets a chance to do, because it was super cool. Have y'all been watching Lego Masters Juniors? It is really cute. It's so fun. We just watched this week's episode, but I'm loving the kids. They're doing such a great job. I think Boone is doing a fantastic job as the judge. I will say, I love Jamie so much. And so while I'm happy for Boone, I was sad to see that we're not getting Jamie there because I think he'd be great with the kids as well. But happy for Boone that he's getting this opportunity because he's fantastic with kids and doing a great job. And of course, Brickmaster Amy is there with him, and I love her too. She is wonderful. We had really so much joy. Like, one of my favorite things about the show was getting to be mentored by them and get to know them. They're really, really cool people. So And then the host is Kelly Kelly Osborne, and she's doing a good job too. I think. I think she does a good balance between knowing how to talk to kids and adults, and making sure that the audience watching, if they're adults as well, still enjoy it. But you can see that she does a good job talking to the kids too. So yeah. All right, we are building. A lot of this is just the walls on this build or this section, so not necessarily the most engaging and exciting parts, but that's okay. Let's see. What are y'all building? Anything fun? Anybody get any new September 1 releases that you're excited about? I was just talking to friends about the Wicked sets and very excited to see them excited about them as well. I think they're so much fun. We were actually talking about the bookends in particular. So those are, I think, right above my finger right there. Got to have them over the mantle, of course. Right. This is tile work that could have easily been a sticker, but with the number of stickers in this set, I'm not mad. It's nice to have a break from stickers. Y'all, there were, I think it's 65 different numbers for the stickers, and on top of that, some of them are duplicate stickers. So there's probably like 70 or 80 stickers in this set. It's pretty wild. Bah. So hey, it matches my shirt. All right, so of course got just kind of a warning sign type pattern here, caution sign. That's going to go over here, probably in front of a window maybe. And then we're getting some nice little transparent green tile that is probably just reminiscent of our friend the scarecrow, maybe sharing some poison or something in the area. One of my favorite parts that I've been using a lot lately is this one, this corner plate. I love how it helps with things like habitats or like the corners of buildings and whatever, just sealing those over pretty easily too. Hi, Beth. Good to see you. Or hear that you said hi, rather. Working on a Mermaid Island Cove. Oh, fun. Finally got all the parts. Were you sourcing the parts from Bricklink? Excited to see it. And Texas 132, that's Missy, right? Am I mistaken? I feel like sometimes I get people confused based on their usernames. But if so, it'll be fun to see your Pirate Mermaid Cove eventually. Hey, Justin, did you ever build the buildable Wicked Glendon alphabet? I did, yes. So the one that is, wow, this looks different. This StreamYard vibe is feeling different for me, which is interesting. And also, when I went to log in, it had me, I had to type in my name again. So it didn't save my presets, which is odd. I must have changed some things. Anyway, doesn't matter all that much. So I did get to build them. I actually built them live last year with Simon and Dan, and Philip joined me as well. So we had a double date, and it was so much fun over on YouTube. So that's how we reviewed those. And all the other ones we built kind of separately and reviewed as separate sets. I haven't reviewed yet the Friends versions of the new ones. Yay, Missy, thank you. I thought so. I just wanted to confirm. So thank you for that. I will try to remember now that that's you. But yeah, I haven't officially done like a formal review of those sets, but as you can see, I have them all up behind me. They're really, really fun. I'm a huge fan of Wicked and a huge fan of those sets. I think they did a really good job with them. And excited that they have minifigs and mini dolls this time. So, as I know, many, many people are, of course. All right, I'm building. It looks like a water cooler. This is fun. Cute little build for this. Let's see, I'll show you once I get this built. But I like the way they're using different parts to indicate like where you would put your glass and that kind of thing. Okay, so this would go this way. Let's twist that. So yeah. So nothing new yet, Ben. Did you buy anything new for zero pressure, by the way? I feel like there's always like, oh my gosh, what'd you get on the release day? And it's like, well, not everybody goes to the Lego store just to buy things that day. Sometimes you might want to wait and save. And hold off until you know if you want a set too, or like not spend a ton of money at the beginning of the month. So I get why release day isn't necessarily like everyone's must be at the store, but a lot of people do. We didn't go this time. It's actually been a while since I've been for a release day. I try not to add too much. Like, we obviously get sets for review here and there, which is wonderful. But also we buy sets too, and I think often when I'm buying sets, it's I like to give it some time before it releases so that I can really get a sense on, is this something I really want and am excited about, or did I just get excited in the moment from everybody else's excitement? Because that tends to happen for me. So Beth's got something, but I'm holding off for lug stuff and then my own mock parts. Nice. Did Beth get something wicked? And if so, I bet I could guess maybe which one it would be. Curious about that. Okay, so it's an orange liquid in here. That's weird. I was thinking this was like a water dispenser, but for some reason they decided to have an orange piece on the inside. I'll show you once. I'm almost done, so I'll show you in a second what this looks like. All right. Here's our fun water cooler moment, but y'all, why is that the color of the water? Why are we using orange with that lime green? The lime green transparent brick is what our friend is holding here in his bottle. So maybe he's poisoned the water. Like, is that the story that we're going with here? That would make sense. I mean, it is in the same bag as our scarecrow friend, so that could very well make sense. But not what I was expecting. But yeah, I really like the way they did like the little cups on the side, and then the dispenser here at the front and the buttons. That's cute. Did a good job. Good job, DC team. All right. Let's see. Someone's poisoned the water hole. Yes, I love that movie and those series of movies. In every version of any offshoot of it, Toy Story is fantastic. What else we got? Brickheads. Everything else is back ordered. Boo, bummer. Brickheads we don't have, so that's something that they didn't send us for review. And since we haven't been to the store yet since release day, we haven't gotten to swing by and pick them up. But those will definitely be added to our collection. We love brickheads at our house too. So, right. So for y'all that joined, are you thinking this is a set that you're interested in, or just joining for the fun of it? Hi, Crazy Dinosaur. Good to see you. Curious if any of you are like super big DC fans, really excited about this, or if you're like, this is just fun and I like to watch build alongs. So I'm so glad that you're here. It makes me so much happier when I get to chat with people and have fun. So thanks for helping me be entertained as we build this as well, which obviously the build is entertaining in and of itself, but so much more so when y'all are here. So let's see. It's probably Scarecrow's hallucination. Yes, I think that's what it is. That makes sense. And I would assume that he put that in the water, which is creepy. Scarecrow, honestly, is one of the villains that I think is like maybe the scariest. I think a little bit. I don't know. I definitely don't like anything fear-based. Philip loves horror movies and such. I do not. It's not my jam, and that's okay. But I think just the Scarecrow character in general just really creeps me out, especially in, I think it was the Nolan movies. Is that right? Was Nolan the director for or is Nolan the current director? Gosh, I feel like I should know this. The ones that had basically Scarecrow throughout, which is the next series that we would be watching, they really freaked me out. I don't know, any villain that like focuses on people's fears, like, yeah, I don't think we'd be friends. All right, this is an interesting little section. So I don't know if we're building like a bench or something, but this blue, navy blue area that we just put in there, it's really odd. So we'll see what that kind of turns out to be. I said this yesterday, but I really like when I'm building these to just kind of discover it as I go, as opposed to like research way in advance before I'm building. It's a little bit more fun to me to be like, oh, that's a cool sticker, or I really like this part. And so I don't typically overlook at all the pictures and everything that get shared by Lego right away. I try to save it for when I'm building. These are also very useful pieces. The plates that have the two studs on them, right, and then have the opening on the bottom, as well as these that have the like T-shaped ones. And there's a lot in this set. So there were some that were in the water cooler. This is actually, I was telling Philip, like, this is a really good part set too, in a lot of ways, but also I would never take it apart. Like, I just can't. I love it too much. So, okay, yeah, I think we're building chairs. So, okay, cool. And yeah, I think we're building like a couch. That makes sense. So, yes, Batman Begins. That's the next one. Thank you. I had forgotten the name of it. Can't even explain how much I love you. Oh, thank you so much, Dinosaur. That's really sweet to hear. I really love putting together content and just having fun online, and it's even more fun when people are kind and friendly and chat and drop notes in the comments and stuff. And you always do. So thank you for that. You're a very thoughtful viewer, which I appreciate. It's been really fun to dive into YouTube more, and I know many of you have been doing the YouTube thing for a long time. So I've learned a lot from y'all. Ben says, "Yeah, I hate it when it's a good set and has cool parts." Right? I know. Like that's when we were talking about it, I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna part this one out." And like I think what first came up for me about that was the the jetpack that we just talked about. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to use this for what is currently my sig fig in the Everyone is Awesome set. But I was like, but I don't want to, like, he needs Mr. Freeze needs that jetpack more than I do for this right now. So just have to source it another way. But plenty of other parts too that are in this that I think are very useful. Also, since like I didn't build a ton of like Star Wars sets and such earlier on. A lot of my earlier sets were like city sets and Winter Village and like that kind of thing. We don't have a lot of gray parts, which is just like, I know that's not everybody's problem, but that's ours at our house. And so anytime I anytime I get a set that has lots of gray parts, I'm like, oh, this will be nice if I ever part it out. And even brown, I think I've got a lot of brown like in the Winter Village stuff too, but we're not going to use them. So, okay, little chair build. So we're building furniture. Very, very simple build here. And it's using the actual regular chair piece that already comes in Lego. So, so yeah, built a little area over here. And it looks like, I wonder if this is actually like a psychologist's office or psychiatrist's office. Beth, it's your office. That's what it is. Yes. So this is where Beth sits, and this is where her patients sit, and they chat, and they have tea, and they avoid drinking the poison. I think that's what I just built, though. That's fun. Did I update my sig fig? I did not. It's still the same one, but on our Everyone is Awesome set, I put the head and my older hairpiece. Well, it's still kind of my current hairpiece. I've been toying around with a purple hairpiece for my sig fig because I have purple hair, but I just don't love the options for purple hair. So keep going back and forth on that. All right. So we are building, it looks like, more furniture for this room. Very simple desk or chest of drawers, maybe. That's where Beth keeps all the files from her patients. Yes, definitely tell her. We need to get a sig fig for Beth, and then I can add her to Arkham Asylum. So sorry, Beth, you have some pretty wild clients at Arkham, but I'm sure you will work your wonders and magic with them. It'll be fine. All right, we're getting another printed tile. So I'll show you this one up close. This is just, I've never seen this one before. I don't quite know what it's for, but I'll show you up close in just a second. It might be one that we've seen before. It looks like just a scratched. Oh, just kidding. I know exactly what this is. It took me a minute because I was looking at it upside down. We're getting a coin for our good friend Two-Face, and the coin has scratch marks on it. So it's the underside of the coin. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let me twist this so that when I show it to you, you can actually see the orientation of the coin. When I was looking at it, I was having a hard time seeing the face underneath that coin. Okay, there we go. So this is face up. And you can see the coin, hopefully, the silver coin there. I don't know. Hard to show you with little detail. There we go. Also, if any of you have recommendations of a camera for me to get to mount on my computer, I would love to know what you think would work best. That is something I want to invest in soon. I want to improve the video quality for YouTube in particular. So, all right, and now we're getting another sticker. That's another case file. This one looks to be. Can't quite tell. Let's see if I can get y'all to weigh in on what you think this one is. I feel like my eyes are having a hard time seeing this small of a picture. So yeah, what do you think this, whose case file might this be? It's like really hard to see. I don't know. Maybe that's not going to show very well for y'all. Never thought of combining those brick costumes with the ever. Oh yeah, I love it. So when I was putting them all together, and this was the only color I didn't have, I realized, oh my gosh, I've got the brick costume version. So I put him in there as a placeholder, and I threw on. This is actually from our winter village, and it goes over a street lamp. But threw that on so that he had a helmet, so he wouldn't die. Just thought that was really funny. So. All right, so we're getting some more case files and things to go on the shelf. I like this. This is actually building out the racks that you put file folders in, and they've got the metal things. We literally just emptied one out the other day in our guest bedroom. But I like that we're seeing this included in here. It's a fun little way to build it. So I'll show you that in a second. Once I get these on. You never thought of combining? Yeah, the brick costumes, they're really, I love them. And I think we just got one in reddish orange. Okay, look at that. That's a cute little file folder thing. And that'll go on the desk too. So Beth, whenever you're ready to take care of the villains in Arkham, I've got a great little office for you. So we'll make sure that you're all set up for success. I'm sure that those villains will be wonderful to deal with. No problems whatsoever. All right. So we're getting some masonry bricks in tan and a lot in brown, in reddish brown here in this set. So that's nice too. I know that those tend to be favorites among Lego builders. I remember the first time that I ever got to do lug bulk with our lug and got the old sand green masonry bricks. And I was so excited. And I think I got 200 of them. And I was just thrilled to have that many. And I blew through them instantly in one build. I made my, it might have been 250, but I made my build of Little Shop of Horrors and very quickly was out of masonry bricks. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? Okay, y'all, this is fun. This is really fun. So the door for this room, it doesn't say Beth, but it does say whose office this is or was. I'm guessing, can any of you guess who you think it is? I bet if you put your mind to it, you can figure it out. Where's the door handle? What color is the door handle? It should be silver, but I'm not seeing a silver stud here. Also wonder if, like, with the paper bags, sometimes I find it's actually harder to make sure that you emptied all the parts out. So sometimes I end up with parts that are in there that weren't supposed to be stuck. I also could be looking right at it and totally missing it, which is quite possible. But I'm not seeing this in here. Let's see, where's the other bag? And usually it would be in those smaller bags. I wonder if I used it in a spot where, I bet I know. I think I used it under here, and I don't know if that was the one that was supposed to be. Let's see, let me go back to the build of the water cooler and see if I use the wrong color there. But still, there should be an extra. No, that one's silver. Huh, okay. I am missing a silver stud, and that's okay. We've got plenty, so. Is it on that brown plate you showed? It might be. Wonder if I accidentally put it on. No. Y'all, this is terribly terribly entertaining, I'm sure, to watch me look for a stud. I'm going to put on a black doorknob because that's what I have in front of me, and that's what's going to work for now. And then eventually I will come across it, and or I will forget to change it, and it will stay black forever. And that's fine. Yeah, weird. Okay. I don't see it though. So we're going with the black doorknob. And yeah, let's just show you. Thank you. Hey, Simon, I'm assuming, or Dan, I'm not sure which one actually is there. It's Dr. Harleen Quitzel. And it says, ha, and Harleen Quitzel is scratched out. So Harley Quinn. Love that that's her office, which of course we decided is now Beth's new office. So yeah, hi friend. Yes, good job, Zach. So you win, for sure. Let's see what else I missed. Which do you like more, minifigs or mini dolls? I honestly love both, but I usually prefer minifigs. Same. I really love the mini figs that we're getting for Wicked now. I'm glad that we have them, but I thought that the mini dolls were a perfect vibe for those sets and was thrilled with them from the beginning. So I fell in love more with the Friends dolls when I started to get some of the Disney Princess sets. They were my favorites, and I think they're perfect in mini doll form too. So when we do our Winter Village, it is full of people in both mini doll and minifig format. Which I think is perfect for them. So, all right, and we are getting a September calendar, which I love because it's September, and there is a date on there, and I want to quiz y'all and see if you know what is so special that happens in December related to the set. So there's a mark on the calendar in red. Do you know what that date might be about? It's about 3 weeks in. Mini dolls rock. Agreed. And I knew you'd say that. Of course you'd say that. That's because you know what is good, for sure. Yes, love the mini dolls. We got the Disney Princess Battle Pack last year. I requested that for review because I needed to have them in the Winter Village. And that was super fun to fill our Winter Village with them. And then I did a series that was What's in the Winter Village, and would show different themes that we had. So we had Wicked themed stuff. We had the Disney Princess edition. We had, what else did we have? Pop Culture edition that was just like fun things from pop culture from that year. We had... there were a couple of other things. Maybe even Lego Batman movie, or maybe Marvel. Oh, Animal Crossing. I also filled our Winter Village with Animal Crossing characters too. So that was really fun last year. I need to figure out what our theme will be this year. I think last year it mostly was Animal Crossing themed because I had just begun building and playing with them and was obsessed. And I think we'll still have them in the Winter Village. I'm sure we'll have some Animal Crossing characters in there. However, I don't want that to be the primary theme this time. All right, and we have a doctorate on the wall because anytime you go to a psychologist, they typically have, or psychiatrist, they would have their credentials on the wall, which makes sense. But this says it's a doctorate for our friend Hugo Strange. Yes, Ben, you're right. It is Earth, Wind, and Fire September. That's absolutely what makes it so special. And that's why I was so excited about that little red spot on there. So the Lego Friends hair salon is arriving to you soon. Yay! Fun. Hi, Ninja Brick. Good to see you. Lots of great colors too in the Friends sets. I think this new wave of Friends have been really outstanding. I feel like they've been knocking it out of the park with how great those builds are. All right, we are done with bag 15 and we built a really cool room. So I want to show it off to y'all. We have a psychologist's office that used to be for Harley Quinn before she went to be Joker's girlfriend and go pretty wild. So yeah, this is where she used to office from. You can see as we rotated around a little bit how there's that file folder system, and we have that file for one of the villains. Just beside that file is that coin that we have for Two-Face, a cup of tea, a doctorate degree, and it says on the front of the door, which you can see here, Dr. Harleen, it's hard to read it there, Harleen Quitzel. So that's where Harley Quinn came from. But yes, I will give you a little bit more time to see if you can guess what is so special about September. A hint for you is it's related to Batman. So that might be one hint for you. Which obviously it should be if it's in the set. Let's see, just finished Wednesday season 2. Oh, fun! So we have, we're I think about halfway through. We haven't watched it yet. I think today is the day that the second part of season 2 came out, right? So you got right on it, which is fun. So yeah, we will hopefully finish it probably tonight. Actually, yeah, or either finish or continue tonight. I don't know if we'll blaze through all 4 episodes. Were there 8 total? I think we're done with the first 4 episodes. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to go like so. All right, I got to rotate this back towards me. So in this next bag, bag 16, we don't get a villain, and that's okay. So like I said, about every 3rd bag, we don't have one. So, but the fact that this comes with 16 minifigures is pretty cool. Right, more of these security cameras, which I love. I think that's a great part of these builds, really well designed, great part usage for that. So I need white for that. Actually, once I saw this in this build, I was like, I think every build that we make needs to have security cameras like this consistently throughout. I think that's just a fun storytelling detail. And of course, perfectly appropriate for Arkham. It was fun when watching the other movie last night. It was fun to see the image of Arkham come up on the screen during that one, and also during the prior movie. So both of the Schumacher movies, they show Arkham at some point. So that was exciting to see as we're building it. All right, and it looks like we are getting a tape recorder for the wall. to record those very important conversations that are had with all of these villains as they come in for their therapy. So I'm guessing it's mandated therapy, court mandated therapy. So I'm curious on how well received it is by these villains. My hope is that they really understand the importance and value there. And you never know, though. Some people just are not going to ever be on board with therapy. And I think everybody should be. So, but of course, if we're thinking of people that are on board with it, I'm sure it would be supervillains. So they seem to be pretty full of empathy. Let's see here. New Batman comic book series. So no, but that could be coming out soon. And I think I heard about one recently, actually. What did you think of the Batwoman minifig? It's Batwoman. Yes, it is Batwoman. So I'll show her up close in just a second. I thought she was pretty well done. We have another Batwoman from a previous set, like probably 2017, maybe. It's an older set, but I liked the cape on her. So it's a very large cape, and I love the dual printing. She's got a good face print on both sides. So you can see her smiling face with the open mouth, and then you can see her more serious face over here too. She does have back printing too, but you don't necessarily see it with the cape as well. Sorry, there we go. But yeah, I thought she was pretty good. And I want to say that this mold is very similar, if not the exact same as what we already had for Batwoman. So not exactly sure. I need to double check on that one, actually. So, but yeah, I thought she was for one, I was glad she was in here. I would like us to see, I would like to see a Batgirl as well. And I don't think she comes in the set. But we do get... what is his name? There's Batman, and then there's the other one that looks like Batman. I just lost his name right now, but he's in the set as well. You had no idea there was a Batwoman. Really? Interesting. Yeah, so Batwoman and Batgirl are different. Batgirl is traditionally Commissioner Gordon's daughter. However, in the Schumacher movie, they just make up a fake story for her, and it's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Come on. But Schumacher did that with a lot of things. For instance, the way that that Robin's family is murdered happens at the hands of Two-Face in that movie, whereas typically that's not the story at all. But Two-Face was the villain, so that just made sense to him to just say, well, we'll just change that story. And the same with Batgirl. He said that she was Alfred's niece, and also randomly that she lost both of her parents to murder. And it was like, oh my gosh! So all three of these, that seems a little too not convenient, but a little too something suspicious there. If all three of them have that exact same backstory, so yeah. So typically she's Commissioner Gordon's daughter in most of the comics, and also in the Batman the Animated Series, which stays pretty true to the comics, which I like. I'm sure there are probably discrepancies, and I'm sure there's someone in the world that could school me on all of this stuff for sure. But that's what I know as the Batman fan that I am, who hasn't read all the comics, and so I'm sure someone else has who's a bigger fan, and that's fine. You never saw the Batwoman show. We watched a little bit of it. It was that was in the Arrowverse, I think, which we loved Arrow and watched most of Arrow, but kind of fell off once it branched out to too many other stories. Flash was another one that we watched here and there. It was mostly we would watch it when there were crossover episodes with Arrow, but didn't see all of them necessarily. Said in one of the comics she's shot and paralyzed. Batwoman, I think that's right? Not Batgirl though. I don't think, unless I'm wrong there. Okay, so earlier when I was building out the ground floor, actually I think all the windows on the ground floor are the dark, the transparent black windows. But here on the second floor, they're all clear, which I actually like because it'll put in light better in there, but did surprise me because I thought it was going to be consistent all the way up. So I thought that was an interesting choice they made. Gordon, word doesn't look right now. Oh, you're saying in one of the comics she's shot and paralyzed, Barbara Gordon. Gordon with an O, gotcha, yeah. Right? Yes, interesting. Okay, so that is the backstory for Batgirl. I would love to see a Batgirl minifig from the 60s Batman show. She had the costume. Yes, the purple. That was just so perfect. And we did get, of course, we got her in the Lego Batman movie. So I'm glad that she was there, included, of course, there. But yeah, it'd be fun to see another Batgirl. What's interesting is I don't know from the comics how Batgirl continued, how much she's featured versus Batwoman. I think Batwoman is lesser known in the comics. I did read the Batwoman series because she's lesbian in the series, and I love queer representation in comics and in stories in general. So I got to know a little bit more about her, and her story was quite dark, like comics typically are, which is fun. But yeah, I don't know as much about Batgirl beyond kind of what we've seen in some of the movies and shows, because like I said, I haven't read a lot of the comics for Batman. I do love when there's little nods to the comics, though. So in the CMF line, when they had one of the characters that had the Detective Comics original one that Batman first was featured in or introduced in. Yes, Arrowverse was a lot. I mean, I remember we were watching it around the same time as we were also watching. We were trying to watch. Actually, no, I think this was a different order. But around the same time-ish, there was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which also we didn't watch. We started a little bit, but didn't keep up with because it wasn't tied into the movies at first. And then they said it wasn't intended to tie into the movies. And then they said it was intended to tie in the movies. And it was like, this is just confusing, y'all. Pick something and stick with it. But that was something where there were elements that we did watch. We ended up watching the Captain Carter or the Agent Carter show. Loved that one for sure. And so there were some that like came off around that same time. But yeah, with Arrowverse, it was like we watched some, but we got to a point where it was like, there's just too many. I loved Supergirl. That was one of my favorites. I really enjoyed that, and I loved Arrow. So those are both really fun, but we didn't keep up with necessarily all of them. All right, we're getting 2 new stickers for the walls here. We're getting Employee of the Month. If you can see who that would be. And we're getting Most Wanted with Harley Quinn. So the Employee of the Month looks to me like it's Harley Quinn before she was Harley Quinn. Actually, I think that's what's happening here, which is really fun. That's really clever. So this will be a wall that's outside her office, I think. Or no, this is actually facing into her office. That's cute. I love that. Okay, let's get that wall in there. All right. Oh, do I like Funko Pop? Oh my gosh. We have a ridiculous amount of Funko in our house. That is one of the things that like we try to rotate what's on display at different times of the year, and Funko is a part of that display too. So like we've got different holiday themed ones or different movie themed ones or whatever. But we have most of the Jurassic Park. So not Jurassic World, some of the Jurassic World ones, but most of the Jurassic Park. Hello, Mad Lib. Good to see you. It's late there, isn't it? We also have a lot of the Marvel ones. We got basically through Infinity, the whole original series, and we got like one of every single Marvel character. So that's one shelf. And then we have a lot of pop culture ones that are from queer pop culture in particular. And so that is a shelf in and of itself too. One of my favorites is George Takei. We got to meet him at Austin Comic-Con a couple years ago, and we got his signature on the Funko box for his character from Star Trek. And so that was really special, and one that we have up in the hallway. And then I really like the rainbow ones that they've done for Pride. And so we have some of the DC ones from Pride and some of the Disney ones from Pride too. I actually been wanting to put a Funko Pop shelf in the Lego room so that I have a space to display my Funko that are ones that I've collected that either Philip got me as gifts or that I've gotten for myself that maybe he's not as excited about, or ones like related to shows and things that like he's not as interested in. But I haven't gotten around to that yet because there's a lot of cleaning that has to happen in that space. So there's that. Yes, Harley Quinn. So what's really fun is she's we just built out her office in the Arkham Asylum, in the top of Arkham Asylum, and on the door it says her name. It's scratched out, which is fun, and we've got some pictures that show her as Employee of the Month, and then right beside it a picture that says Most Wanted and shows Harley Quinn, which I thought was a really clever and fun little Easter egg. The stickers in this set are really outstanding for sure. So have you? Yeah, meeting Takai was like pure joy. It was so fun. We went early enough to actually listen to him talk too, and his stories are so powerful. And he had talked about Allegiant, which was the Broadway show that he helped create about his life, and it was fascinating, like so incredibly fascinating. So he talked about that, and he also talked about Star Trek, of course. When you're at Comic-Con, you have to, and that was just fascinating too. But that was like a dream to get to hear him speak, and it was thanks to Bricks and Minifigs. The Bricks and Minifigs North Austin store gifted Phillip and I the tickets to Comic-Con at the last minute because they. I think they had a booth there, and Comic-Con gave them some extra tickets to give out. And so they gave them to us, which was so sweet. It was right after I had become a Lego ambassador, and it was just really kind. They're a really nice store. Of course, Ben, Gary and his crew up there. So, and while we were there, we bought lots of other Funko Pops, speaking of which. So yeah, George Takei is one of my heroes. I love him dearly. There's an incredible book that I read with our employee resource group. I led a book club for them, our Pride ERG at my previous company, and it was called The Queer Advantage. It's an awesome book where the author had interviewed all of these different queer leaders about their experience and coming out, about their experience living as an openly queer celebrity or politician or artist or actor or activist or whatever. And it was like 45 or so different profiles. And George was one of them. And so that was really fun to read his book too, or that section of the book, and learn a little bit more about his story there as well. I think some of the things he even said in that interview were repeats of what he'd said in the talk that we got to hear him speak at. So that was a gift though, to get to meet him for sure. And yeah, he was signing just headshots that you could buy, but we were like, we're gonna make this a little extra special and buy his Funko Pop because one of the stores had it. We're like, we need that, thanks. Okay, I'm confused. Why am I missing that piece? How has this happened twice now? Let's see. It may be that I'm looking right past it again. Like I said, that sometimes happens, but I am confused. This is showing that I should have another 1x1 snot brick, but it's not in here. Okay. Let me check the bag and see if I'm missing it in there. This is bag 16. Oh, yep, there it is. So this is the problem with these paper bags. Not the problem, this is one of the problems. Pieces, I find, can get trapped in there very easily. And even when I'm trying to be thoughtful about like smoothing it out and making sure that that nothing's missing, I find that often, maybe it's the speed at which I'm building too, but and the fact that I'm talking during it, like sure there's other things that could happen with that. But yeah, like I find that I often need to make sure that I don't throw out the bags too quickly because there might be a loose piece in there. So glad I knew to check. I do like that we have paper bags now. I know they're not recyclable everywhere since they have that clear coating inside, but it is a step in the right direction for sure. We have a local place in town called Parker and Scott. That's a local little shop that we love. And one of the things they do is they have something called Ridwell, and that's where they can, you can recycle things that are hard to recycle. And in Austin, and in much of America, it's actually hard to recycle the plastic bags that Lego comes in. It's not meant to be recycled all that easily. And so I like that that's something that they do. Ridwell allows you to recycle those complicated things, like also batteries and other things. And then they give you a discount at their store for bringing stuff by. So it's a free thing. You can also have Ridwell come to your house and set up your own thing with them, but that costs money. So it's nice that they do that for the community too. So those of you in Austin, that's an option if you're ever swinging by. So yes, take them to Parker and Scott. It is, take it to Parker and Scott. They are on Anderson. And when you do, let me know because you'll be near us and we can go get dinner. If Philip's with me or with us, then we'll go get dinner someplace that he would like to eat. And if he's not, then you and I can go get Asian food because we have amazing Asian food nearby. And that's not Philip's favorite, so we don't get it very often. He will sometimes, but he's not a big fan, which I think is a mistake. Okay, I missed something again, too. This is, y'all, I missed a larger piece. This is weird. It must be inside, but I missed a clip that probably has a sticker. I'm guessing it's a part of a computer for Harley Quinn's office because there's a million stickers in here that it could be. But I don't know how I missed it because that seems like a pretty big thing. And I'm pretty far back now and I'm still not seeing it yet. So that's cool. Way to go, me. Let's see. Here we go. Corner roll. Yeah, that's weird. Unless, I wonder, sometimes there's actually been a time earlier this year where I had parts that didn't seem to make sense in a set, and then the very next bag, it was needed. Oh, here it is, the very beginning of bag 16. Okay, yep, I just completely missed it. The very first step, I dove right past, and we're getting another little scanner, and it looks like, let's see, where's the piece? Got one of these pieces. It looks like it is like an X-ray image, which there's one on the ground floor too. And so it's fun to see another one show up on this floor. This one is a regular skeleton on the ground floor. It's a skeleton that you can see that there's a spoon in its stomach. There's a missing spoon and some jokes about where's the spoon all throughout with these stickers. So yeah, that is our fun little skeleton friend. And that's going to go, let's see if I can get it in there. Oh, perfect. I think it goes right here by the, does it face the, okay. Here we go. So this faces where we have that like pencil thing that we saw earlier. So Harley Quinn is kind of lacking in detail, but Poison Ivy is awesome, and she's actually your favorite minifig in the set, right? Speaking of which, that is the next fig that we get to build, so I'm very excited. Let me fast forward to where that was, but I get to build Poison Ivy next. I was thrilled that we're getting both a Poison Ivy and a Harley Quinn. I said this yesterday and I still stand by it. I would have loved if Lego would have been extra generous and given us the outfits that aren't the orange jumpsuit outfits for all of the figs. That would be way beyond what they would normally do, so I get it. But yeah, if you look at Harley Quinn, I think her, I loved her baseball bat, or her giant bat. I thought her face print was really cute, with the bubble gum sticking out on that front side, and of course the hairpiece that we've seen before. So I do like that she gets two face prints and whatnot, but I was really sad and disappointed that they didn't do two different hand colors, because I think she could have had two different colored gloves, and that they didn't do her outfit. I really wanted her outfit, so I am glad though that we're going to get one. And I'm pointing over here because it's over there. The Batman the Animated Series Gotham mosaic. As we've been building that out, that's been a lot of fun. And we get a very fabulous version of Harley Quinn in that one. All right. Yeah. Ooh, lots of doors and windows for this. Let's see. Let's see, guys. Yay, can't wait. All right, so she's got some great printing. I'll have to show you this in just a second, but I'm really liking her legs and torso printing and face printing. This is a pretty good fig. And yeah, when looking ahead at this set, at the release of this set, I was thrilled about Poison Ivy, because she is one that the one that I really, really want is, I'll save her here until after so that you can see her printing. But the one I really want that's on my wish list is the one from Lego Batman movie. Okay, y'all, this is badass. Okay, so take a look at the printing here. She is wonderful printing with that like lighter lime color and the regular lime color. I'm loving that that's on the legs too and the arms. And then on the back, you can see the alternate face print and the really detailed back printing on that torso too. Really well done. The hair also has a flower in it, of course, as it should. So let's get the flower in that hairpiece. That's a great hairpiece for her. I think that works pretty well. When we turn it around, you can see there's like some nice little curls at the bottom too. So that's a pretty impressive fig. Yes, beautiful. Way to go. Good job, DC team. Good job. Kudos. Major kudos. Madlib, Crazy Dinosaur, others on here too who haven't answered yet. Do you have any sets that you got for this new September wave, either that you already got or like that are on your wish list that you're excited about? And are you excited specifically about this set or just joining for the fun of live stream? Which is fine. I'm happy you're here either way. The Wicked sets, of course, were top of my list, and we got them for review, so I was thrilled to get to build them, and we love each and every one of them. They were so fun. And trying to think of what else came out this month. We also got the Nike sets for review, and those are really cool too. So those have been fun to build. They have great play features, which I was not expecting. I honestly didn't really know what to expect with the Nike sets at all. I think all of us were, just waiting with anticipation to see what they were going to do with them. But they're really fun. So that was a fun little piece too. And then we got the Spider-Man minifigs, and I'm thrilled about those. I've been meaning to do some good photos of them to show everybody. Although by now it seems like everybody already has them. I know that's not true. I know plenty of people haven't gotten them yet, or still deciding if they want the full collection or if they just want one or two, or maybe none of them. So I will get around to doing some good photos soon. But yeah, with all the travel that we've had lately, it's things got a little bit behind. So thank you again for joining for the live stream, because it makes it so much fun to do these. Yes, Missy wants the, let's see. So Missy, you said you want the Spider-Man figs. Oh my gosh, Ben, totally agree. Excited about Willy Wonka. That set looks so cool. I was thrilled to see that they did the build of the chocolate river that actually moves. That a waterfall or chocolate fall, I guess. So yeah, definitely a fan there. Hi, Brandon. Wicked bookends are on the top of your birthday wish list. Awesome. Those are really, really cool sets. I was just talking with a friend about them today, and how much I love those. They are up right above this finger, up there on the back of our shelf. So I think that the Wicked team did a fantastic job. My wish list for Wicked sets was to get the Emerald City train. I really wanted them to build an AT plus version of the Emerald City train. So I will still say that, shout it out loud for the Lego team to hear. If they want to design that train for me, that would be wonderful. My hope was to already get it so that we could put it in our winter village for this year, but since we didn't, I'll give them a pass. They can come back with wave 3, because I really hope we get another wave of Wicked sets. I kind of think we will, because I think once people have seen the movies, then they develop an affinity for other parts of the story that they didn't necessarily know about, especially for people who just aren't familiar with the story yet, which, y'all, I am a little jealous of people who get to see that movie and have no clue what's going to happen yet. Being huge Broadway nerds in our house, we know the story through and through. And I know, obviously, watching it on film is going to be different than seeing the Broadway show. Obviously, they've rounded it out and added some additional components to it. So that's going to make it different enough as it is. However, getting to see it and not knowing what's going to happen, that would be such an interesting way to experience it. I remember when I saw the movie for the second time in theaters, which was 2 days in a row, the two women sitting next to me had never even seen Wizard of Oz. And all of it was completely brand new to them. I just thought, wow, what a different world we live in. And how cool for them that they got to experience it in that way. Because it's, so many of the rest of us already had at least some concept of the Wizard of Oz in our heads going into it, if not the full story. So let's see. Your birthday's next month. Awesome. Well, happy early birthday, and fingers crossed for you that you're able to get it. Yeah, they did use Glenda's hairpiece that for the Harley Quinn, and I think that was a very smart move. That's a good eye there. You didn't get any release day sets. You did get a box of the CMFs. Nice. There are so many fantastic sets that are rumored to be retiring as well that I've been hearing about too. And so I think everyone gets excited about release day, but I don't think you need to go get every single thing right away. Sometimes it's fun to wait with anticipation and let it build to get it as well. The Unlimited one, that is a major set everyone would want to. The Unlimited one. What's the Unlimited one? I think I'm missing something. I know, right? I was shocked that she had, that both of them had never seen Wizard of Oz. It was like, how did we grow up in the same world? But also, we didn't. They were much younger than me. So I had to remember, oh yeah, that's right. I guess we did grow up in a different type of a world, I suppose. But it really did surprise me because I just hadn't, I don't know that I'd ever met anyone who didn't know the story of Wizard of Oz and I had never seen it. But that's actually not true. There's probably plenty of people in this world who've never seen it, which still baffles me. I remember on Lego Masters, when we filmed that episode, the Wicked episode, I remember being shocked that a lot of our cast had no concept of Wicked because, or just had very minimal concept because they'd never seen it. I was like, holy moly, that's surprising to me. Now, I think everybody's seen it now that the movie's come out and everything, of course. So, oh my gosh. I have to say, I've never seen the play before seeing the movie. Had I known what was going to happen, I wouldn't have gone online. Yes. And that's the case for a lot of people. A lot of people had not seen the show. Yay, gasp, is my Tegan and Sarah Titanium. Yes. Okay. I love that thing. I love that. Unlimited one is the name of the train according to the movie's production. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. You learn something new every day. I always call it just the Emerald City train, but Unlimited one is a better name. Much more fun. The more you know. All right, we are getting more. Okay, this is perfect because we just got our friend poison ivy, but we were getting some fun details of like some plants crawling the wall. So that's cute. And it looks like we're repeating some pattern from the ground floor of the floors that are underneath. And I think it was designed this way so that you could open all those doors at the same time, pulling on that dumpster out front. So I'm curious if this will have the same mechanism. It wouldn't surprise me if it does. It'd be kind of fun if you could have like literally all the doors on both floors open at the same time. But yeah, I didn't know that was the direction we might be headed here. We when Wicked first came out, we got tickets to see it the very first night. It was we were able to, and then I got tickets for the very next day with my dear friend Julie, who was really wanting to see it with me because she knew how much I love it. And so she went with me. And then the very next week, we saw it again with some friends from church. And I saw it a fourth time that week as well. And I can't remember why. That might have just been like one of those, you know what, let's just go see it again at the theater. We have the Alamo Pass. And so what that means is Alamo Drafthouse movie theaters, you can go see a movie for $2 once a day. So throughout the month, if you went to a movie every single day, you could spend basically $60 and see 30 movies, which is super fun. So it's easy to just run over and go see another one if you have the time, which is fun. Wizard of Oz has always been your favorite, but you were very late to discovering Wicked. Gay card is not revoked. I still am happy to I was going to say allow you. Who am I to even decide? You can keep your gay card though. And we won't tell. Just keep it between us. The Wicked book was such a good setup to a lot of stories in that world too. It was interesting. It was very dark. Like not, you're right. I love this. Thank you for that, like full circle tie in there. But yes, Wicked, the book was very dark and very different than what people expect to see if they are familiar with the show first. Which I was familiar with all the Broadway music, but hadn't seen the show yet. I think when I read Wicked, actually, no, I think I had seen the show already. And then I read Wicked and I was like, oh, well, this is quite different. This is not what I was expecting. And it was good though. I really enjoyed it. It actually took me a while to get through it because it was so dense and it's so heavy, but I liked it. And then when I tried to read his other books, I really struggled getting through them because they didn't have the same guardrails of the Wizard of Oz that like helps keep the story reined in a little bit, if you will. So I encourage anyone who wants to try it to try reading Wicked. But I would also say like, you may really enjoy that and the full series, or you may enjoy that, but not the next ones in the series. And that's fine too. Not everything is for everyone. So I found that it just got a little too confusing for me to follow. But that said, he is excellent at world building. And I think that's something that you see if you continue through the books. But I stopped after I tried to read A Lion Among Men, or I tried to actually no, I read the first two. I read Wicked and then I read Son of a Witch, and had a really hard time getting through that one. And then I tried to start A Lion Among Men, and at that point I just had to give up for me. So wasn't my jam. All right, we are getting, it looks like, the same mechanism that will move these doors open and closed, which makes me so happy. That's really fun. So we can release all the villains all at once from Arkham. Okay, I'm behind on some of these. So the more you know, yes, it is in NBC Universal's public safety announcement. That's really funny. You're a little jealous seeing the new. Yes, they are so good. I definitely recommend all of them. But I would say, enjoy them in whatever order you get them. You don't have to have every single set for one, but for another, if you do get one now and enjoy it, and that's a lot of fun, great. And then you can enjoy another one later. So you don't have to rush out and buy all of them right away. I think there's always a lot of pressure for that. Okay, this is fun. It looks like for the pulley on this one, there's an egg, which is probably a reference to Eggman. Right? Is Eggman, is that his name? And is that the villain's name in Batman? The egg villain? I feel like it can't be, because isn't Eggman Sonic? Either way, I like that they're adding in little silly references to different characters here and there. That's fun and clever. Okay, let's see. All right, so that'll go on here. And now what this is going to make me want to do is to source all of the villains that don't come in this set. They're so smart, aren't they? They know what they're doing. They're like, you are our target audience. You are a collector that has a hard time saying no. Oops. Please don't tell Phillip. Just kidding. He knows that about me. And also, he's the same way, which is a problem. All right, so here is the wall of windows that we built. So let me just put this in, and then I'll show you how this works and give you a little bit of a tour of what we've built so far. So this is the second floor, and this just rests in. It's not studded in, and when you pull that yellow piece, it slides these open and closed. So what we're also going to build is additional windows here that'll go out to here, and that'll be basically the space for all the villains, like all of their, not their layers, their cells. And then when you slide this, it releases them all. That's fun. I like these clever details. Read that book, and then the Looking Glass. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that's confusing. Egghead. Thank you, Brandon. Egghead played by Vincent Price. Yes, there we go. The 1966 Batman. Just the best. Pure camp, pure joy. Everything that you need. I love it. Love it, love it. We love all of the campiness in any of those, in any of the films. So like the Schumacher ones are really fantastic for that very purpose. All right. Building out more of the outside facade. And again, this is going to be where we put up the extra windows so that you can see inside the cells for each of the villains. And then once those windows are up, it'll look even cooler when we move that mechanism back and forth like I just showed you. So Egghead, cool. I love that there's references to Egghead, to Calendar Man, to Clayface. So those three for sure are in here with fun little hidden details. Or not even that hidden, but fun little Easter egg details. Okay, where's the other... Here it is. It's underneath all these windows. Another tile. Okay, so it looks like Poison Ivy's lair, not lair, I keep saying that. Poison Ivy's cell has her fun little greenery details there. So that would make sense that they would put those there. Okay, so we put these windows up. All right. Okay, so more fun details. Dan or Simon, I'm not sure who's on. What have you been building? I feel like we often get the same review sets, which is so fun. Like, oh my gosh, my friends get to build the same sets that I get to build, which is cool. But I'm curious on what you've been building and which ones you've liked the most of the review sets. So I love seeing your reviews. And yeah, almost every time I'm like, oh my gosh, we got very similar ones. Although I know y'all got the Nintendo Game Boy, which that's on my wish list. That one will be coming into our house at some point, but we didn't get that one for review. So All right, more plant details. Oops. Agreed. Lego Batman and Egghead Mech. That was a set that I passed on and wish I would have gotten. But I would also say that's probably true for almost every Lego Batman movie set that we didn't get. When I got excited about building the Gotham Mosaic set, I went through and sourced some of my favorites of those Lego Batman movie sets. Two of them I got from our friend Will. So some of you know Will Heron here in town in Austin, a good friend of ours, and he always has great hookups for lots of sets and things. But I got two of the cards from him, and I'm excited to build them eventually. But one that I really wanted was the Riddler set. So that's one I'm still debating if I'll get eventually. And then the other one is high on my wish list. Someday it'd be great to get, and that's the what's it called? The Ultimate Batmobile set. So that one comes with, it's a combination of Wicked and Batman, because it comes with the flying monkeys. So that's part of why I want it, but also I want it because I love Batman and want that Batmobile. I think it'd be a really fun one. It's like over the top ridiculous. Honestly, all of the vehicles in the Lego Batman movie are over the top ridiculous and fun. And I think that's part of what I loved most about that movie. And also why I was a little jealous of, although we were thrilled to get the 1960s Batman for our Batman era for Lego Masters, I was a little jealous of Sage and Ian, who got to build the Lego Batman, especially given that our host was Lego Batman. I mean, come on, like, how cool is that? So, all right, so we're getting some beds to go in there. And in just a minute, I will show you the completed section that we're building out here too. So, fair enough. Good to see you, friend. Thanks for joining MedLib. Enjoy your evening, and hope you get a nice rest. Yay! I realized it was going to be late when I was starting to set up this live stream, just because it was late in my afternoon. I was like, oh, bummer, my friends from the UK and from overseas are not necessarily going to be able to join. So it was a joy to see your face in here. And same with you, 2 Gafuls. Always fun to see your names pop up in the chat. And we'll get to see you soon in person, which I cannot wait for. I'm so excited. We get to go to Denmark for Scareback Fan Weekend and to celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary, which is wild to think that time has flown by so fast. Very excited to go. It's going to be a fun trip, and we're going all over Denmark for the trip part of it. And then I head over to Lego for a few days at Fan Media Days, which will be really cool. I'm excited to get some fun content to share with y'all. And then Phillip joins me for Scareback. So he's going to travel around and enjoy a couple of days solo vacationing while I am at Fan Media Days. And I'm so excited for him to get that experience too. I wish he could come with me to the Fan Media Days stuff, but I'm definitely excited for him to have some solo vacation time. All right, almost done with this bag. Can I show you Glinda in her wedding dress? I can. Give me just a minute, and I'll take her down from the wall. We interrupt this Batman live stream for some Glinda wedding dress goodness. So, but yes, happy to show you her. She is pretty fabulous. Okay, I did this wrong the other day too. Let's see. I was in a hurry and messed up the details here. So let's see. Which side goes out? Okay. So there's a little bit of repetitive building with this set, but not too much that it's bad. And I like that it's kind of spaced out a little bit too. So yeah. Yes, he's going to go look for all the chicken strip restaurants. He's probably not too thrilled with the fact that I've told people about how he doesn't love to explore food-wise too much. But yes, he probably will. Also, Billund, I would say, is not necessarily the most exciting food-wise, but there is something that they sell called salad pizza, which is basically pizza and then they put salad on top of it. And I actually really liked it. It's really weird. Philip didn't love it so much. But he did try it. So, all right, we are done with bag 17. In bag 17, we built out the cells. And so I'm sure we'll build out in the next one, this back wall here. But we have these 3 cells. This one you can see is full of poison ivy goodness. So fun little details there. And just outside her door too are some other poison ivy details outside that window. And then we have this sliding wall that you can pull on. And when you pull, it releases all the villains or it keeps them trapped. So when we pull on it, and you can see it out there, let's see, that's where you can see the hidden egg detail. So nice, fun details there. And of course, we got our poison ivy minifig. Now, please hold while I get Glenda's wedding dress outfit down to show Crazy Dinosaur in, y'all, since you asked so kindly. Actually, I'm just going to bring this whole set down because I think this set is actually pretty cool. This one I thought was gorgeous. I'm loving these brick-built butterflies. They are so much fun to build. This rotates out this way. This rotates out this way. And I just knocked something over. So let me fix it. Here we go. But yeah, it rotates out this way so that it opens up to reveal the wedding on the inside. And there is Glenda in her wedding dress. Let's here. Let me just take her out and zoom forward for y'all to see. But she's a pretty cool minifig or mini doll. I really like that we got her in the wedding dress because, as we've seen in the movie preview, we are going to see part of the wedding, which is different than what you see in the Broadway show. That's an added scene. So glad that we got that extra dress for her too. And then we also get some other beautiful outfits for her as well in both mini doll and minifig format. So yeah. And then my favorite little detail with Glenda is actually from the Munchkin set, where she actually travels by bubble. So I love this, and I love that they have that sticker there that says, say tap to bubble? Yeah, tap to bubble. So thought that was a fun little detail that they included in that Munchkin set. And y'all, look, see that? Dark pink tulips. We are so excited to have another color of the tulips in there. So there's your little break from Batman, so you can see Glenda. There's a wedding. That's all I'm going to say. You'll have to see the wedding, and then you'll have to see what happens. You're welcome. Happy to share. So that's part of the fun of getting to review these sets, is getting to share them. And I feel a little behind with having not been able to get together a review yet of those mini doll sets. So thanks for giving me a chance to share them off as well. All right, moving on to bag 18. This is unfortunately another bag without a minifig. But we just got the amazing poison ivy. So honestly, we can go a bag or two without one. Right, and yep, just as I thought, we are getting just these back walls for these minifigures in their cells. So looks like a pretty simple build section, and this is just to finish it off. So, you know, some bags are more exciting than others. This looks like one that will be less exciting, and that's okay. But it is structural, so this is smart. We use the rail piece here on top, and that rail piece allows it so that when you slide those doors back and forth, there are some studs sticking out that help keep it aligned. Hello, Duck. Good to see you. No minifig, unsubscribe. Bye. See you later, Ben. Yeah, I know. So sad when there's 16 minifigs in this set and we open a bag that doesn't have one. I'm like, really? Come on. They should have given us 24. Especially when they're saying use it as an advent calendar. Come on, y'all. Just kidding. It's fine. So Yes, so much progress. So what we built so far is this is bag 2, or this is the second floor, and we're almost finished with the second floor, and just finishing up, or just starting rather, bag 18. So we've made some good progress. Last night, Philip and I watched the second Schumacher film, and it was ridiculous and fun, just like we expected it to be. It had been a long time since either of us had seen it. Honestly, I didn't even remember if I'd ever seen it, but Philip insists that I have. So he typically has a better memory than I do. So yeah, it is. This set is really, really cool. I'll show you after this bag how it also sits on top, so we can take a look together at how they stack. Thank you all for joining. It's so much fun to get to build with friends. I really appreciate it that y'all are here. I think we're going to get some stickers for these. So these large panels on the ground floor, they sit in the back of the cells for each of the different minifigures, and one of them in the middle has a sticker. And so I'm guessing that this large sticker that says "Vote for Harvey Dent" is going to be in there as well. So we'll see once I get to there. I'm loving that this build has some wall damage on multiple floors, where you can see they had some breakouts. So that's a clever piece, or clever use of all of this. And this is just going to be so much fun to display next to other modular builds. Like, this is a really cool build. It'll be fun to see how people set this up in relation to their Marvel builds as well, that they have integrated into their cities. Like, will people keep them separate? I'm really curious to see. I will not. I kind of want to have it right next to Sanctum Sanctorum just to mess with it. I mean, why not? Oh, and Duckbin was just being ridiculous and being silly. We were joking about how there's 16 minifigures in here, and that means with 24 bags that occasionally you get a bag that doesn't have a minifigure. So about every third bag. And I said, oh no, this is one that doesn't have one. So he unsubscribed and left like the rude man he is. Bye, Ben. Just kidding. Just kidding. What are y'all having for dinner, Ben? I need ideas. We're probably gonna order something tonight. Oh, yay, thank you. Oh, bye. See you later, Ben. Yes, Uma Thurman as Ivy, amazing. She was super fun. Thank you, Ben. You were so kind. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And if you did hear me and have some ideas for our dinner, let me know. We can never make up our minds. That's like every married couple's challenge, I'm sure, is having the conversation of what's for dinner. But we have amazing food places in Austin, so we are spoiled in that regard for sure. I do love the support of this community. Y'all have been so generous and kind, and as a newish YouTuber, it's been so nice to see people be so welcoming to me. I really have appreciated just how kind people were too about the show. Like, it really brought out for the most part, seemed to bring out the best in people. Like, people were really kind and supportive. So thank you all for being a part of that. Oh, pulled pork, yum. Duck, where are you? Are you in Austin by any chance? You mentioned Costco, and I know there's a Costco in other cities too, so not necessarily everywhere. Oh, hi, Trenton. You asked earlier too about if I'm going to review the new Wicked sets. Yes, so I reviewed already the two, the bookends and the wall art set. So those reviews are up. I haven't shared a review yet of all of the other Friends style ones that have the mini dolls, but I plan to. So hopefully I'll get one of those up soon. It's we've just been traveling a lot, so it's been tough to have all the timing. Kind of fell around the same time as we had a lot of travel. So no way, you're here. Okay, you're like real close. Yeah. So we're in Austin, so like right down the road from you, not too far. But that's fun. Are you involved in the lug? Oh my gosh, if you're involved in the lug and I'm just like not placing you as like someone I obviously know from the lug. My apologies. I am not good at screen names, not matching up to people's names. So it could be that like we see each other all the time at lug meetings, or it could be that we don't, which is also fine. So, and either way, you should come to the lug meetings. We have them once a month. You just found out about it. Oh, good. Okay. Yes. Okay, good. Yes. Well, I'm glad that I didn't see you every month and not know who you were. Because yeah, people's screen names. I mean, my screen name is Brady Joyner Bricks. People always think my name is Brady, which is fine. That was my nickname growing up because it was my last name. But my name is Justin. Brady Joyner is my hyphenated last name. You know, we like to give out as much information as possible about ourselves on the internet. Yeah, our lug meetings have been a great way for me to level up my build skills, and has just been a fun way to really connect with some awesome builders. So there are some great folks in the chat here who are a part of the lug that I've gotten to know through that, and it's just been wonderful. So excited to have you at a meeting soon. I think we're going to be missing this month's meeting because of travel stuff, but we'll for sure be back in October for that meeting. So let's see. Gosh, we used to have a convention every year, and right? No, that's very true. I feel like that would happen with work, all the time too. I was in a role in my last job where I presented and facilitated a lot of workshops for others, and so a lot of people knew me, but I would be meeting them in the context of those workshops. And if you have 60 people, they're all meeting the one person, but you're meeting all of them, and so I notoriously am bad with names. I'm really good with faces, but that doesn't work so well with screen names. So, because people don't always have their pictures in a way that that fully matches up to who you meet later. So, unfortunately, you've got to go. Okay, thanks for joining, Dinosaur. Good to see you, and glad that we could have some wicked love. Have a good night. I think once I'm done with this bag, I might wrap up here tonight as well. I'm hearing that Philip is out of his work meetings, and so we'll probably be getting dinner soon. Hi, how are you? Good. I was just asking Ben, who just logged off, but I was asking him what we should eat. And he didn't respond. Rude. I know. So you're going to look over and say hello? Philip's here. That was the top of his
hat. Look at my nostrils.
Yeah. Got a good crew here. We just had a few people drop off and head away to their dinners or their bedtimes. Simon and Jan were here for a little bit. So that was fun to see them. I said, I can't wait that we get to see you soon. Missy says hello, and Bev says hello.
Hello.
Say hi, Philip. Oh, you want to do a sticker for me? Your favorite part? It's a really big one. The Harvey Dent one. Thank you. Philip is the best at stickers, and he doesn't let me do them. He insists that he's the only one who's allowed to do them.
You can do this one.
Just kidding. He doesn't love doing stickers, but he loves things being perfect, which I appreciate, that he wants to make sure that they're done the way they're supposed to be. And we both have that same desire. Babe, we got to build 2 more minifigs since you last saw, and
I know
you're going to be real excited about them.
I know who they are.
You know who they are. You probably see them right in front of you.
Well, I looked ahead to see what I'd be missing.
Oh, sad. It's a bummer that you had to miss out. It's been fun today.
Where does this?
This goes on the back here. Okay, so here's the sticker. Yay, Philip! But for Harvey Dent, and I like that his Two-Face is torn in half, and we've got the Joker. Ha 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 ha.
Of all stickers, that one could be crooked. It wouldn't matter.
I mean, honestly, it's very true. So, but the fact that you did it perfect is good. What does Zach say about stickers? Are we familiar with the Windex sticker technique? Yes. So our friend Michaela did a workshop at Brick Rodeo a couple years ago that was called Stickers Aren't Scary. And they taught everybody the Windex technique and gave everybody little bottles of Windex to use as well. I've never used that technique. you just spray a little bit of Windex and it makes it easier to move and reposition things. And then when it dries, it stays put. It stays put. All those words. So it's a good technique to kind of help you like make sure that you have things well. So you recommend chicken sandwiches from Little Darlin. The weather is so nice and they have fun. Where's Little Darlin? Is that in Red Rock too? Have you heard of Little Darlin? Let's take a look. We will have to go look it up. Thanks for the recommendation. Duck is in Red Rock and is going to be joining the lug.
South.
It's south? Okay. South Austin? I'll have to go check it out. So, South Austin. Okay, east side. Gotcha. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, this city is full of amazing food places. So, you're all spoiled. Jack, I'm curious, did you or do you work in tech? And I ask because I worked at NI for 7 years. So you'd mentioned your former employer having a conference, and I was thinking about NI Week when you said that. You recall was there. Flynn and Richard showed me original, but I still have that. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yay. Oh my gosh, yes. I use maps for everything too, Jack. Like there's no way that I can get anywhere now. It's so funny and sad to me how much we rely on that because like I feel like it makes it harder for you to actually learn how to find anything and how to navigate your way around town when you're so reliant on the app telling you where to go. But also, it's so convenient and so helpful. I was across town before the live stream and I was like, shoot, I am going to be late. I'm getting home. But I was trying to use maps to also figure out, is there a faster way to get here? You do. You used to work for a company called Rooster Teeth. Oh, yeah. Oh, they went out of business last year. I didn't realize that. Okay. Now you're with a car software company, really boring car software company, if I'm using your words exactly. Fun. Yeah, tech is like everywhere in Austin. So many options to work in tech. So doesn't surprise me. And also there's a nice intersection with tech workers and Lego fans. Seems to be intertwined for sure. All right, more fun for our friend Poison Ivy. I'm loving how much greenery we're getting with these bags. And tonight, babe, are we going to continue Batman? It's, someone remind me that it's Wednesday. And so the Wednesday season 2 second half is out. I was like, oh, I want to watch that, but also I want to finish this build. I feel like we have to not finish this build while we're watching Wednesday. That just feels wrong. I don't know. I mean, Wednesday could fit for sure within, like, our Arkham could fit for sure within the world of Wednesday. Yeah, for sure. So I guess it's not a requirement that we do it in a certain way, but, you know, that's part of the fun of building these is we revisit so many things from our past. Okay. Let's lock these flowers into place, or these leaves into place with these other leaf parts. And then I can show you the completed bag, and we will, oh, there's a little bit more. Oh yeah, cool. So we are done with the second floor, y'all. So let me move this around so that you can all see together. And I'll show you what we built, and then I think we're going to call it quits and go have dinner. So, all right, here is the ground floor. Well, first off, let's take a look at the figs. Oh, amazing figs. That Poison Ivy, though, she is wicked cool. And that Scarecrow is pretty cool, too. Here you go. Take a look. Yay. So, we have the ground floor. I'm going to twist this down.
Full outfit.
I know, right? The ground floor, and then we raise this up. Oh, just kidding. We rotate it around. Now we raise it up, and this sits right on top here. Okay. All right. That looks very sleek.
It broke out.
I know. Someone broke out right here. And also back here, too. So loving how sleek this looks. These pillars, I think, are really nice. It looks like something isn't fitting on quite right, though. Let me adjust and see. These angled parts, I was having Philip do the angled parts up top yesterday because I thought it was such a cool technique, but it also gets a little bit wonky. You're taking the floors apart. So let me see if I can fix that. Let's try that again.
I feel like it's supposed to go on more easily. So
It should go on more easily. Yeah, I know. Like something seems like slightly off here.
Maybe it's that idea. Or whatever.
I don't think that's it. Don't blame yourself, Philip. It's the part that you built, but it has nothing to do with you.
Rude.
Okay, so something is slightly off. That might be the part that I built underneath, actually.
I think that's right.
That's probably it. Yeah, we'll just go with that. So these angles are really cool, but also really complicated. All right, we're going to try again. Like, yeah, you shouldn't have to push this hard for it to... Goes on fine back here.
It's definitely the middle.
Like something is off here, right? Is it that? This is thrilling content, y'all. So we've got something off, like with this little angled piece here, that seems to be off on the top part, so that it's not wanting to connect to this section. Not quite sure what it is, but the way that these attach at this angle, you have to like put some things at this angle.
Because this goes like this a little bit.
It wiggles a little bit, yeah.
Because these attach?
Those attach to this stud and this stud, yeah.
Like
which is interesting. I don't think those should. It seems like it would be more appropriate for them not to. Okay,
we have a part of the review.
Okay, that all went on fine.
No.
It went on fine back there. What happened? I wonder if I can like put that part on first instead.
Because you want to be able to see inside.
Yeah. It's interesting because, yeah, there's like this little sliver open. So I'll just show y'all and we'll probably log off and fix this ourselves. But want to show you the issue that we're running into that we were trying to resolve. So you can see how there's a gap there. That gap goes all the way across to this middle section. And this portion is not wanting to sit flush over this portion here. So that's where the complicated angles go. When we flip it around, it's smooth and there's no gap. So everything else is connecting fine. So we have something just like ever so slightly off, I think, on those angled pieces. So, but this just gives you a view of everything that we built. So you can see this slides here and all of these just pop right out. So you can launch out and release the bad guys. And that shows you again when we're sliding that how those doors open. We got Harley Quinn's office up there in the bottom corner that we see now, and that's a pretty cool thing too. So so yeah, that's what we built, and we'll figure out why this is not wanting to line up in just a little bit too, and hopefully adjust it to where it works fine the way that it's supposed to. I do like that these can just pop right back in, so they're designed to be removed very easily, and they just like kind of roll in. But yeah, so when you're putting in that middle section with the angles, the complicated angles, do it right. That's my advice to you. I'm not sure what it is about this that's making it so that things don't want to connect. Are you taking something apart?
Well, I'm just curious if...
Oh, Philip is just breaking things left and right, y'all. It's a disaster. Oh my gosh. Yes, so many cool build techniques.
Don't try this at home.
And I agree, very visually interesting having all these angles. Like it's really, really cool. But something is just not quite
I'm
working.
just curious if, like, not that I want to do this, but if we remove these pieces, if it connects, then that's the issue, you know? I don't think
Oh,
I
since that does not go on like that. Here, let's just set this
Bye.
aside for now. We're gonna try this again. So what Philip did was he removed the studs that are here and here so that we can test and see if those are the things that are hanging things up. Is that what was hanging things up, or is it still off?
still off.
Yeah, so it wasn't that. So it wasn't the angle. Not really sure what that's all about. So let's put these back in. Yeah, so I think that's one of the things where I'm like, I was really excited about these techniques that they have in here, but I did find it kind of hard to put together initially, that portion of it. Oh, goodness. So I think this went, how did this go? Was this on like that? It was on like that because these were pushed on. Okay, there we go. And then that I think goes here, faces back.
Direction it was, huh?
Yeah, y'all, we're fixing it. We're figuring it out.
Oh gosh, you've got things on the floor.
No, I didn't. You did.
No. This way?
Yes. No. Come on.
Why'd you say yes?
Because I didn't see what you were saying. There we go. Now it's fixed. Okay, we'll put that back in later. So what is going on? Move your hand. Yes, that is. It's studded down. Okay, we're gonna try.
This doesn't seem like it's right.
I know how that's just like angled out. It is kind of odd. Okay, we're gonna try again, but it is like, see how that goes. It does feel like something should be here though. Okay. One more try. Did it close?
No.
What is happening here, y'all? I wonder if there's like a stud stuck under this or something. That's all smooth.
It's so odd that this is open.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to figure it out, and we'll figure it out. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all so much for joining. And yeah, we'll probably continue this later, and we'll do it through Instagram. And so we'll share in stories as we're going through, just like we have in the past. Yay! Build kindness. Bye.